So our puppies are 14 days old today, and they're growing great. They doubled in size, and they're just starting to move around a little bit. The eyes are still not open, but let's look at them and let's see what a typical morning is like here with them, um, with weighing and going through ENS. So here we are, 14 days old. Our eyes are not open yet, but we're getting close. Moving around some now. They can move out of the whelping nest that's heated when they're too warm and back in it when they're cool. Our morning routine is while mom's out, I clean the area, change the bedding, weigh the puppies, and do ENS. Everyone's doing great, gaining weight as they need to. So this is our weighing routine. I use a digital scale in grams rather than ounces because it's more accurate for small puppies. And basically I weigh them, and then I'm going to record their weight down based on that colored dot on the back of their neck. So I want to give you kind of an overview of what ENS is. I know it probably looks crazy to people who don't raise puppies, but it stands for Early Neurological Stimulation, and it's a 5-step process. This first part here is just something I do. I'm trying to imprint those puppies to human scent. So I'll pick them up, hold them by my neck. They'll start licking on me. And basically, it's not part of ENS, but it's just something I do to imprint them to human scent. Give them lots of little kisses and hugs and pet. So the first step of ENS is where you hold them with their head up for 3 seconds. Then you flip them over, 1001, 1002, 1003, with their head down. I'll explain why later. Then we're going to put them on their back once again for 3 seconds. I usually like to rub their little chest, during this time. Then we're going to do the tactile stimulation. We're going to tickle a foot. So you can use a Q-tip. I basically just use my finger and kind of get down in between, deep down there in that little paw, just to stimulate it. Then we're going to do the thermal stimulations. So I'm going to use an ice pack that is actually rubber wrapped in a wash rag. And we're just going to lay them on that for 3 seconds. 1001, 1002, 1003. Basically, 3 to 5 seconds is what you want to do with each one of these steps. And then once again, I'm trying to get them started on my handling routine. So I will, just start petting on them, just really lightly petting on them. So I'm going to show you another puppy here, and now that you kind of know the steps of it, I'll kind of explain my thought process through this whole thing. So like I said, at the beginning and the end, I'm trying to imprint those puppies, give them a great experience with humans, rubbing on them, kissing on them, imprinting them to my scent. So when you hold them upright, the blood is going to flow away from the brain. So that is going to trigger the heart to pump it back to the brain. When you hold them upside down, the opposite happens. It's rushing away from the brain, so the heart must pump it back through the body. When you're laying them on the back, that's a supine position. And honestly, when you have those dominant dogs, they don't like that. The tactile stimulation, we're just trying to desensitize their feet at this point. And then the thermal stimulation, we're just trying to desensitize them to different temperatures. Later on in my program, I do a lot of work with different textures. So that is basically it. It's 3 to 5 seconds in each position. Now, why on earth would we do such a crazy thing? Well, research has shown that simple interactions early in a puppy's life can help them learn to cope with stress later on. And you think about all the stress that our dogs are subjected to living in the human world. It's crazy. So ENS is a procedure that's going to apply these gentle stressors to these babies. And this is done when they are from 3 to 16 days old. But I will tell you that varies. I don't do it after their tails or dew claws have been docked because they've already experienced stressors that day. If I have a puppy that is little bitty or struggling to gain weight, I don't do it with those puppies because they're already being held, multiple times a day to be supplemented. So you have to look at each litter and each puppy individually and make that decision whether to perform ENS that day. So here's the fascinating part for me. I was first exposed to this concept through puppy culture. And then earlier this year, I was able to attend a couple-day seminar to meet Dr. Battaglia, who brought this program to light. And I'll put links in the descriptions of both puppy culture and Dr. Battaglia's work so you can read more. But research started on this in the 1960s with rat pups. And they found that the rat pups that were handled early in life were less fearful later in life, basically. So then later on, they tested out this concept with puppies. So ENS is our tool that stimulates a puppy's developing endocrine system and lets them deal with stress later on in life. There's been a well-documented link between stress and the activation of the endocrine system. This program was originally part of the U.S. military's biosensor program. And that was a secret dog breeding program used to create military dogs to help in the Vietnam War. And these dogs were incredible. They could hear air pass over a tripwire and warn soldiers. They were able to detect snipers in trees and swamps. And so that's where the basis came of this program. Research has shown that puppies that undergo ENS have increased heart rates, they gain weight faster, they have faster reflexes, they are more social towards humans, they're more confident, they're better problem solvers, they have a higher tolerance to stress, and they're more resistant to diseases. That is why I do ENS with my puppies. This is where I start, setting your puppy up for success with dealing with all the stresses of the human world. So this is what I do every day. At this point, everyone gets weighed. Now we're only weighing once a day because we're gaining weight great, and we undergo ENS still at this point until they're 16 days old, and then our eyes will be open by that point probably, and our ears will open shortly after that, and we will start the next phase of our protocol. So make sure to like our channel, sign up for notifications so you don't miss an episode, and you see what your puppy that you get from Harman Corgis goes through. I've used this protocol for years, and typical day here for me. Thanks for watching.